Hello, I'm Super Orange Cat, and I got a Toonami news announcement. As you might have known, the schedule for this upcoming Toonami, which is tomorrow as of me recording this, is a little dismal and it got a lot of controversy, especially with the inclusion of Fully Cooley Grunge, with the addition of a second Blue Exorcist episode, removing Invincible Fight Girl from the schedule. There was a whole bunch about it. So things just got a whole lot worse. So next Saturday, as in not tomorrow Saturday, but March the 1st, Saturday, we'll have a new schedule that will open with Fully Cooley Grunge, followed by Common Side Effects, then Blue Exorcist, One Piece, Dragon Ball Z Kai, Naruto, and Sailor Moon. So the one change is that the second episode of Blue, well, the first of the two episodes of Blue Exorcist Gone was replaced by Common Side Effects. If you follow anime, if you just follow Toonami, you probably don't know what Common Side Effects is. Well, because it's not anime. It's an Adult Swim original show that has been airing the last few weeks on Sundays at midnight. And it's an interesting story. And I kind of have my theory about why this show was chosen for this. First off, unlike something like Balls Masters that was put on Toonami despite being an Adult Swim show like during 4 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, this show really doesn't take after anime. It's actually, if you recognize the names Mike Judge and Greg Daniels, who worked, of course, on King of the Hill, and for definitely Mike Judge, you might recognize him from Beavis and Butthead, my favorite show from the 1990s. So it's a very pedigreed show in that way. And I don't want to go into details about it, but ultimately, it's a show that's kind of hit what I call that Bob's Burgers type of level of notoriety. As in, it's critically acclaimed. People who watch it generally do love it, but it has a very, very low audience. And for example, the last reruns numbers I could see for Invincible Fight Girl, which was in this slot, 12:30, was about 170,000 viewers, just total viewers. I can go into demographics and stuff, but 170,000 viewers. And just say that as a benchmark. The most recent episode of Common Side Effects, whose rating numbers were known, was the third episode, which had 140,000 viewers. So again, you have a very critically acclaimed show. It's like an 8 point something on IMDb. The critic scores are very, very high for it, but people just aren't watching. And this feels more like some corporate synergy where it's like, okay, maybe we can get the anime fans to like it. And it really just feels like you're just throwing stuff at a wall to make it stick. Partially with regards to not being able to find any new shows for Toonami, and partially the fact that this show, which they definitely thought would be the new Smiling Friends, really isn't really panning out that way in terms of viewership. Adult Swim basically renews everything for 2 seasons, so I fully expect Common Side to get a season 2 if that hasn't already been announced. But that's kind of just from that perspective why Common Side Effects, this Adult Swim show, is on the block. I watched it and it's okay. Again, I think Adult Swim is just kind of trying to find the new Rick and Morty slash Smiling Friends type of show. And at least in terms of how big its popularity is going to be, it's probably not going to get close to that. But this is just their gambit. They're like, just throw it on Saturday night, see what happens. So that's why Common Side Effects will be on the block starting the beginning of March at 12:30 a.m., which is again a very coveted slot. A couple weeks after that, we will have on the 15th, the Ides of March, the 15th of March, we'll have a slightly different schedule. It will open at midnight with Fully Cooley Shoegaze, followed by Common Side Effects, Blue Exorcist, One Piece, Dragon Ball Z Kai, Naruto, and finishing off with Sailor Moon. And only change is Fully Cooley Grunge got exchanged for Fully Cooley Shoegaze. Fully Cooley Grunge was only 3 episodes long, so it ends the week before. So this kind of a lot of people did theorize, well, if Grunge is going to be on, that means Shoegaze will probably be on right afterwards, which did come to fruition here. And again, it just shows we don't have many ideas. Some people theorized that the reason why Fully Cooley, Grunge, and Shoegaze are airing is if you follow music-related news, you might have known that a few weeks ago, I think a couple weeks ago, the Pillows announced that they are disbanding. If that rings a bell to you, the Pillows essentially were the soundtrack to Fully Cooley, and for at least the first two sequels in Progressive and Alternative. If there was a song you like from any of those three shows, it was done by the Pillows. and that was a big part of the promotion of the sequels too. They actually got the Pillows to, like, I think show up to, like, San Diego Comic-Con and perform or something. They went all out for Progressive, which pretty unfortunate how bad Progressive ended up being, that they spent that much time and effort on promoting that. But again, I guess it was good enough that they still shopped it for 2 more 3-episode seasons that well, Grunge did not have to be made. It literally was just in a weird way, it was like a half-assed retelling of the original, but with, like, different characters. Like, I could go all day about how Fully Cooley Grunge was terrible. Shoegaze was kind of the sequel to alternative we kinda needed. I actually support Shoegaze, but ultimately, that's it. And people saying that probably means 3 weeks from that date will be the debut of Lazarus, the newest Toonami original, which a lot of people seem hyped about. A lot of the early reviews seem to be pretty positive about everything that's not the animation. There has been some concerns about the animation, but people ultimately seem pretty optimistic about Lazarus. And of course, when Lazarus airs either the night of or in the day or two afterwards, I will definitely do a quick review of that premiere. So ultimately, sum up all parts, Toonami's got 2 more schedules, and it looks like March probably not gonna be any better schedule-wise. Although when Azarus comes to the block in April, things might brighten up a bit. You can never say no to maybe getting My Hero Academia Season 7 eventually. That's kinda becoming an awkwardly long time from that airing. But, you know, ultimately, it is what it is, tubes, and yeah, not the best schedules. So what do you guys think? Leave your comments and opinions down below. I'm Super Orange Cat, and that is all.